Hello everyone, my name is Mike and this is Matrix to Paradise. I guess I will start off by showing you where I'm at today. I am at the Love's truck stop in Anthony, Texas. Anthony, Texas is right at the border of New Mexico and Texas, and right by the Interstate 10. It goes right through here. So New Mexico is back up that way. And then way out there in the distance is Old Mexico. And then if you were to follow I-10 straight down that way, about 20 miles, you run into El Paso, Texas. So that's where I'm at. And that orange thing behind me, that's a refrigeration unit for, that's the actual refrigerator right there. It's a big, huge, monstrous unit. Anyway, very orange on that one. Anyhow, the subject for today that I wanted to talk about is money. And I know money is a tricky subject, but it has to be talked about because anytime you want to leave the Matrix, you have to have money. You cannot just take off with 2 nickels in your pocket. You really have to have some money to take care of business and eat and have rent and or wherever you're going to go and whatever you're going to do. You need money. So I'll go about and explain what I'm doing for money for my escape to go to my paradise. Now, this is going to be different for everybody else because everybody has different situations going on in their lives, and they're at different ages and have different skill sets and have a different amount of savings and, whatever in their portfolios. I'm 56 years old now, and by the time I leave, I'll be 57. And that leaves 5 years, which is 60 months, until I get Social Security, or I can start processing for Social Security. So Social Security, I'll probably get about $1,500 a month, but I won't need $1,500 to live in the places that I'm going to go initially. So this is just my bottom floor plan. If I can't make any money online, I can't make any money past this point, or past that point where I leave, I will still be able to live overseas with the money I'm taking. So 60 months, I've figured about $1,000 a month in these countries that I want to go to. So that's $60,000. So 57 to 62 is 5 years. That's 60 months. So that's my bottom line plan. However, when I go overseas, I'm not just going to sit around and do nothing. I'm going to actually find ways to make money. I'm going to keep making videos on YouTube. Hopefully the channel builds up and I can monetize it. If not, I'm going to keep looking for every other option I can. I'm going to pick all the brains of all the expats and all the people that are living over there and making money over there online. I'm going to pick all their brains and see what they have to offer, and we'll see what they say. But like I said, everybody has their own situation going on. So if you're 35 years old, you're not close to retiring with Social Security. So you have to figure out another way. And what I would suggest is finding something that you do, or some skill set that you have, or some knowledge that you have, and turning it into money online with consulting or teaching or something like that. You can do that. If you know how to play guitar, you can sell guitar lessons online. If you know finance, you can advise people, consult people with finance. Anything any kind of skill set you have, you can sell that. So you just have to figure the angle and get it done and consult other, or talk to other people about it and get ideas. That's pretty much what I've done. So and I don't have any really appreciable skill sets that I can use. So I have to use my brain and, my social skills with people to find out other ideas to work on. That's just the thing. You can always write ebooks. You can, if you're good at coming up with stories, you can write fiction. You can write, you can write nonfiction. You can write whatever. I mean, you could sell books online. You could make YouTube videos. You could, whatever, any artsy stuff that that you're good at, you can do that too. So, like I said before, where there's a will, there's a way. And you have to figure this out, because you cannot survive outside the matrix without some money. Now, do you have to make as much money as you did living in the matrix? No, because obviously you're not going to be supporting a household with all kinds of stuff that you don't need. Most people, when they kind of downsize here in the United States, at least, they go to a smaller house. So a lot of people now are buying these or making these tiny houses and living out in the woods, and buying a little plot of land that's cheap somewhere and living there. That's with a tiny house, that's another option. That's something that a lot of people are doing to get out of having to make a ton of money just to survive. And the housing prices now are ridiculous. The average house in the United States is over $300,000 now, and that's just ridiculous. That's like and you never really own the house. You think that you own it, but you don't really own it. If you don't pay the taxes, they'll take it away from you and sell it on you. So you don't really own it. The government owns the damn house. So all this, you're just renting it pretty much, and paying this ridiculous mortgage. That's why buying and selling houses can make you money if you're good at that. You can do that. That real estate business is a huge business, and you can make a ton of money doing that. And the people that do that, that's fantastic. It's really a good thing. It's, if you're smart at it, you can make a ton of money. However, most people don't do that. Most people buy houses and then pay the mortgage off in 30 years. And you end up spending, 4 or 5 times the amount of money that the house is actually bought for, with all the payments that you send in for 30 years. 30 years of payments. When I owned a house in Las Vegas, it was 1,800 or 2,000 square feet. It had a 35,000 gallon pool. It was 8 feet deep in the deep end, and it was $1,400 a month. Okay, so $1,400 a month I was paying for that house, and I would have had to do that for 30 years in order to pay that thing off. And that's $1,400 a month. Do you know how you could live in a ton of other countries in the world with $1,400? You could live like a damn king. And that's not, in the house that I lived in Las Vegas, that was just the mortgage. That wasn't even the electricity, and Las Vegas is hot, so your electricity bill was ridiculous. But, the maintenance of the house, the chlorine to put in the pool, all that stuff, it was just, to maintain that house was ridiculous. And that's the Matrix for you. The Matrix, for stuff that's, when you go overseas and you see people living in Western style apartments for $250, for $175. I could have lived in a cheap apartment. The cheapest apartment I saw, or I've seen in Cambodia, where I'm going to first. The cheapest one I saw there with air conditioning was $50 a month. Imagine the stuff you could get done with just paying $50 a month for your housing. That's a little over $1 a day. That's nothing. That's that. Even the cheapest hostel is more expensive than that. So money is important because you have to live. And it doesn't matter where you want to relocate, or even if you don't want to relocate, you need money. So the trick is to get away from making other people rich. So using your skill set or your knowledge or your hard work online, and it's going to be online because you want to be mobile. You don't want to go into an office building every day or go into a mill or a warehouse, or you don't want to have to do this 9-to-5 garbage. That's the matrix. You want to be able to be free online, mobile, get out of Dodge, get going where you want to go, on the beach somewhere. That kind of thing takes using your brain and figuring out what you are good at and trying to make money at it. And it's possible. I swear to God, everybody's got skill sets that they wouldn't believe. And people have pointed it out to me, and I'm like, wow, never even thought of it this way. But you do. You have skill sets that you wouldn't believe. So you have to harness them, either in a consulting or a teaching way. You have to harness them and figure out how to make money at them. And it could start off small. It could start off like you're only making, an average of $10 a week. Okay, fine. Keep working at it. Keep being persistent. And sooner or later, you get more clientele or more things going on. And before you know it, you're making a ton of money overseas every week. And then you can live wherever you want. That's the key. That's the dream. And it's possible now with the internet. Internet has made everything possible. I mean, the internet is amazing for the possibilities for just your average schlub. Now, before, you didn't have all that. You had to figure out something, a sponsor. That was pretty much it. So I don't know how people did it before. They were either paid by some other company to go do things around the world or whatever, or work remotely, but they were doing a valuable thing for some business, and you're still in the matrix. So working for yourself is basically the key to winning and getting out of the matrix and living your best life. So money is so important in that way. It's not that you don't want to have to think about it in a way that you need it so badly, or you want to make so much money that that it obsesses your life. You don't want that, because money shouldn't be the main driver of your life. It should be what you're doing makes you happy, and in the process of being happy, you happen to bring in some bucks that you can live. That's the key for happiness is the whole point of all this. Happiness is what's the point of life if you're not being happy? You've got to get yourself happy, and only you can make yourself happy. So if you could do something that makes you really happy and you enjoy the process of doing it, then that's where you get to leave the matrix and go be happy and make money at the same time. I mean, that's just amazing stuff. It's so simple, but it's hard to do. People don't think they can do it, but they can. I've seen it, and I'm just in amazement. You see somebody doing something and living a certain way, and you say, why them? Why not me? Well, it's because they figured something out that you haven't, and you need to figure that out. And maybe not the same thing, but you need to figure out what's best for you. So money is very important. I advise people to use minimalism, because blowing money, you have to get over that habit. If you blow money easily, if you go through money, very fast, a lot of times, you have to get a handle on that if you want to escape the matrix. That's just the way it is. That's how the matrix keeps you in check. Look at all the kids nowadays that have gone to college for stupid things. Okay, they've gone to college and they're wasting the rest of their lives paying off student loans for a degree that's not even going to pay them enough money to pay off these loans anytime fast. Now, if you become a doctor and you're a successful doctor, you become a successful lawyer, and you go into the right field of of attorneys to make money, and you're successful at that, and you work hard and you do a good job, yeah, you'll get into some money that'll make your lifestyle really great. Or if you're a brilliant engineer, that's another one. STEM stuff. STEM is where it's at if you're going to, but you have to be good at it. You can't just be good at school and then expect to make six figures right out of school. But you still have this $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 debt that you have to pay back. Student loans you're not being able to write them off anymore because the government owns them. That's how they own you. Don't do that. Don't be stupid. Be smart with you. Don't ever saddle yourself with something that could keep you down for years. I mean, for years and years. How are you going to pay off $300,000? That's just, even if you could pay $1,000 a month, it'd take you 300 months. That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy. 300 months, that's what? 6 times 3, 18. That's it's like 20, 30 years to pay that off, even if you're paying $1,000 a month. It's just, it never happens. So you don't want to be in debt to the government. You don't want to be in debt to anybody. You want to be a free agent. So all these poor kids are talked into going to college, that somehow going to college is going to make you a 6-figure salary. That's not true. It's not true. If I had a kid right now, a boy, I wouldn't tell a girl this because most girls don't want to do this kind of work, but if I had a boy right now, I'd say get into the trades. Become an electrician or a plumber or something. Get into those trades. Those guys are making a fortune. It's because everybody else is going to college. Nobody's going to the trades. So guess what? The trades are lacking of people, which means scarcity drives up the price. I was talking to somebody like, I don't know, it was 10 years ago, and they were the union wage I don't even know what it is now, but the union wage at the time was $50 an hour. $50 an hour. So if you work any overtime on a job and you're a union plumber or something, if you work overtime, that's $75 an hour. $75 an hour. That's crazy. That's just nuts. How much money those guys are making, and they don't owe anybody anything. They go down and they sign up at the union hall, and go to their school. Come out as an apprentice, making $18, $19, $20 an hour. A couple years, they're able to move up in the rank, become a journeyman, and boom, you're making union wage. Be smart about it. If the goal is to make money, it's not make money with style, it's make money. That's what it is. I would tell people to go and become heavy equipment operators or a surveyor. Surveyors are a union job that make same thing, $50 an hour. So, you have to use your brain when it comes to this stuff. You have to everybody's too worried about how good they look to other people. Who gives a shit? No one cares how good you look. It doesn't matter in the end. It matters how much cash you have stacked in your bank account. So, some of those guys, they can work hard for 15, 20 years and retire. Retire. If they save their money, they don't blow it on stupid shit. Don't buy Mustangs and get girlfriends that buy, $1,000 handbags. Don't do that. That's stupid. It's crap. That's idiotic. Don't do that. Save your money. Then you can retire early. Then you can go do whatever you want to go do. People are so silly with money, including myself. I was done with money and I got married and did this whole 9 yards. I was stupid with it. I should have saved it. I should have saved it all. I should have never gotten married. I should have saved all my money. I'd be gone right now if I'd have done that. If I'd have used my brain back then, I would have been gone. But I didn't. I was stupid. Everybody thinks they need a house and a wife or a husband or whatever. They think that they need this life that society sets up for you, and you don't. And your closest people will try to pressure you into it. If you just save your money and use it for what you want to use it for, and use it for for things to advance you in your life, that's the key. You're the one making the money. It'd be a different story if somebody else is making it and giving it to you. You know, that's a different story. But nobody is. If you're working your butt off and you're working for the money, that's your money. Use it how you think you should use it. Save it, is what I would say. Save it. Or invest it in smart investments and make more. But save it. Don't blow it on stupid crap. Anyway, if you want to escape the matrix early, you really have to have these principles down. I mean, if you're in your 20s and you want to be able to retire early by the time you're 40 or 45, whatever, I would say put your nose to the grindstone and make as much money as possible. And I don't mean work hard all the time. Work hard and work smart. Save the money, but also invest it. Do your due diligence, and get an education on how to invest, and then you'll be able to go leave earlier. There's one YouTuber who's in the Philippines now, and he's really into diving, like scuba diving. This guy, he went over to Africa. He was part of I think it was a school group. I think he was going to college at the time, community college or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on this, but he was doing something with a group, and they went over to Africa. And they all decided to get scuba certified while they were there. So he went and got scuba certified, and maybe that was what the trip was for. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the whole story was about. But anyway, he goes over there, and it was just like a trip. They were going to go over there for a certain amount of time, and I think they were in Mozambique, and which is right on the ocean right there, right on the Indian Ocean. So they go over there, and they all got scuba certified, and then it was time to go. And so the class got, we said, hey, it's time to go. See you later. We're going to take off now. And he said to himself, no, I don't want to go. I want to stay here. I want to go adventure. Go take an adventure. And he did. He stayed in Africa and then hitchhiked all the way from southern Africa, which is down by where Mozambique and South Africa are at. He hitchhiked to Egypt. Hitchhiked. That's the craziest damn thing in the world to do that. Hitchhiking in Africa, you're crazy. Plus the animals there. He hitchhiked right up the west coast of Africa, right through all the lion country and, all that up there. He's crazy as hell. Well, anyway, he survived, and he started doing scuba diving. He lived on nothing. He'd go work at hostels. He'd go stay in a hostel, work for them, make a little bit of money, just spending money to stay in a certain spot, and then he'd give scuba lessons, and he started doing that, and because he was certified, so he was starting to do that, and he was eventually able to get sponsored by some of these scuba equipment companies and scuba schools, and he started making money that way and started traveling the world, and he eventually ended up in the Philippines, and he went and started his own scuba school there, and now he's thriving. Now he's got a scuba school there. He went and they renovated a boat, and now he takes people out and he teaches scuba, and it's a huge thing in the Philippines because the Philippines is like one of the best places to do scuba diving on the entire planet. There's more crap to see there down in the ocean than most anywhere in the world. And he's making good money doing what he wants to do in the place he wants to do it. And he found a girl there, and he's married now. And I mean, it's a killer story. It's a great story. But the guy didn't have two nickels to rub together for a long, long time. He just found his niche, his passion, and turned it into money. That's what happened. That's basically the whole thing in a nutshell right there. Is he found his passion and he turned it into making money. So there you go. That's all you have to do. You have to find your passion and go do it. He had he had the balls to freaking leave that group, not even fly back to the United States, and live his dream. And I applaud that guy. I cannot get over that. You know, the actual balls it takes to go do something like that, but also to have the wherewithal to make that happen for himself. It's just wonderful. But anyway, the whole spirit of this whole video, in the nutshell, is be careful with money. Be careful. Find your niche, find your passion, and find a way to turn it into money. Then you'll be able to survive wherever you want to go in the world, no matter where it's at. If you could find how to make money doing what you do and what makes you happy, you've got it made. There was one guy I read about online. He was married to a woman who was really driving him crazy. And he told her, he's like, look, I'm sick of my job. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go work as a park ranger. You know, like in the national parks, like the people that give out the tickets and take the money and stuff at the booths, you know, or whatever, and do little runs through the park and stuff. Well, you can do that. You can go and become a seasonal park ranger type kind of person. It's not ranger like, you know, like a fire ranger, but just a park ranger, just a park attendant, basically is what he was. And he decided he wanted to do that. He loved it. He go to Yosemite, to Yellowstone, to all the national parks and work for the National Park Service and work for them every summer. And it was, now, was he making a ton of money? No, but he'd already had a bunch saved from the work that he was doing before. And he was very frugal. He was very minimalist. So as long as you're minimalist, you can manage money properly, and you can take the time, put in the effort, in the time to make your niche, your skill set, be able to make money, and it will increase over time, okay? Because you're going to impact more and more people. If you do that, it's gonna solve its own problem. You know, the money is going to be coming in and you'll be fine. It's just being persistent. Keep going. Don't ever quit. Come up with your plan and go for it. And make it happen. And that's what it is. That is exactly what it is. Anyway, if you like this video, this is a long video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button if you like the video. Please share this with anybody that you might think that might enjoy this content, or if they don't, they might know somebody else that does. I'd be very appreciative, because the more people that get this, the better off, and the better off the channel is, and the more it'll grow, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will come back with another one soon. Take care now, and bye.